Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming here. I welcome you. And I know that it's 2 p.m., so we are very tired, and I know that you don't want to listen to a boring discussion about politics and economics and other things. So I'm very happy that you are here with me. I'll try to be nice, and I'll try to be interactive, and so we can discuss together on this presentation, and so I'll try not to be boring. So, I'm gonna talk today about the free market. You should ask me why. We know everything about free market. We studied economics, political science, and other things, and I'm sure you know better than I do this argument. But I wanna present this topic to you because, as you know, we are in one of the worst recession and crisis of the last years. So, just to let you know, you can see this slide and you can, better than I do, what is written here. So, and of course, many economists and many opinions started to ask themselves, is it the free market the best economic system that we can have? Can't we have anything better? There could be other systems that could improve our quality of life. So, and that's, according to me, it's a good question, especially in this moment. So, other economists started to think also about the opposite system of free market, socialism. So we know that we are not a society based on socialism, and but because of this, because of the crisis, many economists started to think if socialism can work, and of course, as you know, they started to also to think about Marx and communism. It looks like our society started to panic and not to believe in our values anymore. So it was like, this was the solution at our problem. And this is my opinion, lies. I think that socialism is not the correct answer to this question. So the topic that I'm gonna talk, the first main point, the main points that I'm gonna talk today is at first, a short summary of what a free market is, and you will help me. Suddenly, I will talk about why we are not a society based on socialism, and eventually I will represent why, according to me, the free market is the best system that our society can have. And I will give you an example. So, at first, what is the free market? Who among you studied economics? Two people. Can you help me? Can you give me?
Don't study economics.
What did you study?
In the middle, law and economics.
Perfect. Please, I remind you, please, I just interrupt me if you have any questions and we can discuss together. I want to be interactive. So, you studied economics. Can you help me in giving a definition of free market? What are, according to you, the most important elements of free market?
Free competition.
Good. Free competition. What do you think? Other elements, other points?
We are trying to be a small company, or a company of the same size, like they have the same characteristics.
Yeah.
So they compete, like they have the same strengths, the same weaknesses, but it's something that is not really easy to realize. It's like an idea.
Yeah, I agree. So the right of having a fair competition.
Yeah.
What about the government? What should the government do in a free market system?
Just control.
What?
Just control.
Yeah.
Not
So the government should be neutral.
Yeah, but it has to be far from, like it's not has to be an entrepreneur. Like
Yeah.
only some rules he has to.
Yeah, just
He
to control.
controls something, but everything.
So it must be neutral. And what about the property?
Private property.
Private property, the right of property. And so we are also in a contract in a real world. So we cannot say that we are a society based on free market at 100%, because of course it's important that the government is able to manage something in order to, help our society to do better. So it's more or less a free market society in a mixed economy. So these are the most important elements according to me. So right to private property, as you said, right to free choice, as you said, right to fair competition, price that is a result of buying and selling decisions, the government must be neutral, and the economy is mixed. Because of course we are in a real world, and no one thinks that we are in a free market at 100%. So, and this is the definition of a free market. Free market is a market in which there is no economic intervention and regulation by state except to enforce taxes, private contracts, and the ownership of property. So, at second, I would like to talk to you about socialism. Why we are not socialism? So, at first, you should help me right now. Our world is full of many countries that are socialist. Can you help me remind some countries that is based on socialist system?
USSR.
Cuba.
Yeah, well, Cuba, yeah? China,
China.
it's full. Libya,
Yeah.
maybe not now anymore, but before. So, here there is a list of countries that are based on a social system. And now I would like to have your attention in seeing how are the results of these countries. Just look. If we consider this graph is from International Monetary Fund in 2010, and it represents some countries analyzed for gross domestic product per capita in dollars. So in 183 countries, these countries that are the most important countries that are based in a social system, as you can see, the result is completely awful. They are the poorest countries in the world, based on GDP per capita. So how can we say that a good strategy to fight against the most important recession that we have ever had in these years could be a socialist answer? We can't. So, this is the summary of the second part. The poorest countries in the world are socialists. The richest countries in the world are capitalists, based on the free market society. No, this is the second part.
My friend, yeah.
Now, I wanted to explain to you why the free market economy is the best economic system that United States and Europe and all the countries of the Western zone can. Also Italy, come on, we are not so bad. And so I would like also to. This is, the same analysis made from the International Monetary Fund, and you can have a list of countries: United States, Netherlands, Sweden, Germany. That are, one of the richest.
The first,
United States. I don't know. It's a new country. Just kidding.
No, I mean,
So-
that's 7.
No, it's seventh.
Yeah, who's the first?
Luxembourg
Ah.
and Qatar, I think. But I wanted to.
No, okay, just to know.
No, I just wanted to explain. I just wanted to write the most important countries. I mean, not small countries like Luxembourg
Yeah, yeah.
can be.
It was just curiosity.
Yeah, good. So United States, Netherlands, Sweden, and Germany are the richest countries for GDP per capita, and are based on the free market society. I want also to give you an example. Poland. Poland was not so lucky in its history because it was, managed by Nazis and communists. So I don't want to talk about the freedom and the democracy that these people didn't have for a long time. I want just to concentrate on the economic result. So the socialist Poland was rationing, queuing. It was a strong debt by 1980, and also the Soviet regime asked for help. It was a complete disaster. And now I want to surprise you. Poland, after economic liberalization, is the 6th largest economy in the UN. It's the only country that didn't have a decline of GDP during the recession. In 2009, Poland created the most GDP growth in the UN. So it means that United States and all Europe fall down, but not Poland. And just to let you know, according to the International Monetary Fund, the GDP per capita 2010 was more or less not bad, 21 out of 130. So, in conclusion, the conclusion of this presentation is that I wanted to explain to you that our system is not perfect. Maybe can be better improved, but we must trust in our values and in what our society is built on. And in order to fight against this recession, we should just try to better regulate our system and not to think that other systems that failed, like socialism, can be better than ours. Thank you for your time. If you have any question, just ask me.